All right, guys, we got Coach Robin Pingeton here.
We'll go
Ahead with an opening
and take questions.
Well, thanks for jumping on, you guys. Obviously not the outcome that we wanted. Yeah, I thought we looked pretty exhausted out there. But it was ugly that first half, but we kept it close. We battled, didn't come out of the gates strong enough in that third quarter. And I just thought that really hurt us. I thought we had a really good performance out of Jayla Kelly. Really, really proud of her minutes. It's been fun to see her come along for us. But outside of that, I thought we looked pretty exhausted and gave up too many offensive rebounds. I thought that was a challenge for us. I thought we did a good job with our transition defense in the first half. I only recall one that got away from us, but other than that, this is a team that really likes to play downhill. So thought we did a decent job with that. Felt like we had some good looks in that first half. I really did. I thought we had some good looks around the rim, some really good rhythm shots on the perimeter. And tonight was a night that they were not falling for us. And so we created a little bit of an uphill climb coming out in that second half. And then I just felt like they got hot and we tried to go to our zone and, they got away from us there, got some more offensive rebounds and couldn't recover from that point on.
I will go with questions. Let's use the raise hand function and we'll get them going. Natalie Jones, you can lead us off.
Coach, what's going to be your message to these girls after this 4-game stretch? You obviously want to finish out the season strong. So what's your message to them?
Yeah, great question, Natalie. So, we just talked about in the locker room and, first we talked about some areas that obviously we didn't execute on the way we needed to, but more than anything, I said, we talk about, just your true character comes out in times of adversity. And that was Martin Luther King quote. And we've talked about that in the locker room before. And so now we're living it. So let's see how we live into, to our core values and our actions. And I just said, you know what, there are so many lessons to learn through adversity, and it sucks and it's not fun and it hurts and it's exhausting and it's really hard to see when you're in it, but there are opportunities to learn and grow. And the coolest part is, this season's not done yet. We've got 3 games left. And if we can get this ship back on track, if we can get this figured out, we still got a chance to do something really special. I mean, you go 8-8 in the SEC, and again, we've got to go 1 game at a time, 1 possession at a time, and we've got a tall task in front of us. We've really put our backs against the wall, but it's not like we don't have what we need in that locker room. We've got the talent, and we're just not playing at the level that we had earlier in the season, and it's going to take a little bit from everybody. I think the natural thing to do is when you hit adversity is to pull away a little bit. But the challenge to this team is to lean in even more. And I just, any opportunity you have to teach life lessons along with basketball, I think is really important. Right now it's basketball. Later on, it's going to be life. And they've got what it takes. They're going to have to put their shoulders back and be courageous. And we're going to have to lean in and find a way to get this done 1 game at a time.
Ben Arnett.
Robin, what can you tell us about why Asia Blackwell didn't make the trip and when she might be back?
Yeah, I think it's, first of all, we have really high standards and expectations of our program. And as hard as it is at times, as a coach, you've got to make tough decisions. And there's just got to be that accountability piece. And if I didn't love my players the way that I do, if I didn't love Asia the way that I do, I wouldn't hold her to that standard, but I care a great deal about her. I love her. And, we've just got to learn and grow when in these kind of situations.
What does a possible return look like? Could she be back this Sunday or what does that look like?
Yeah, we're going to visit again. We have left it pretty open-ended. And so we'll visit again tomorrow. Looks like we won't get back tonight. So unfortunately, won't get back till tomorrow, but we'll see where that goes.
Chris K.
Coach, when you look at the way that Georgia kind of spread out its offense and kind of its scoring ability, how big would that be for especially your team to kind of find ways to get other people involved in the offense to kind of pick up the slack, especially with Haley still scoring and the way that she has, especially the last couple of games. I mean, not as well tonight, but with Jayla too scoring a career high, how big would a bigger offensive distribution be in terms of solving some of the offensive problems you have?
You mean spreading out points a little bit more? Yeah, just being a little bit more balanced. Well, I think the opportunities were there. We just didn't knock down shots. I mean, we really did have some really good looks in that first half. And again, I don't know if, Georgia's a very good defensive team, and they were rush shots, and we didn't stay in our shots. We didn't finish at the rim. There's a handful of layups that I think could have, maybe made that, the distribution look a little bit different than it did, but there were opportunities, but we didn't capitalize on those, especially in that first half.
Brandon Haynes.
Coach, Haley Frank reached 1,000 career points early in the first quarter. Can you just tell us about what impact does she make on the offense, especially with how many points she's had in her career, but especially this year? What impact has she had for you?
Oh, huge. So proud of her. I think great milestone, especially when you factor in last year was a COVID year and you didn't get all your games in, but that's a big deal. And the great thing about Frankie this year, even more than in years past, is how assertive she's become. I think she really stretches the offense for us. We all know what a great 3-point shooter is, but she's got some good footwork around the rim. She's pretty crafty that way. I think she's really working on playing off the bounce a little bit more. I'd like to see her look for more of her pull-up jump shot. She really does. She's a 3-level scorer. I think that gets lost in the mix at times, is just when they run her off that 3-point line to just, that 15-foot pull-up jump shot. That's definitely in her arsenal, but really talented, really gifted offensive player.
Natalie Jones.
Coach Jayla Kelly got, obviously a bit more minutes tonight. What'd you see from her out there?
Yeah, that's how you extend your minutes. You got to show up, you got to play hard. I thought in that first half, she was doing a great job when we were in our ball screen action. I thought she rolled real hard. She's always had really good hands, and did a pretty good job playing with pace. I felt like we put her in a tough position on a couple of those possessions where she got her travels. Jay's doesn't maybe have that part of her game yet. We needed to do a better job of really letting her settle in, and putting her in a position to have success. But, not only offensively, I thought defensively, she did a really nice job for us. I felt like, just her size, she walled up, got her hands on a couple steals, blocked a couple of shots. I thought she was really active on both ends, and I'm so proud of her. I think she's realized over the last probably couple months, the focus and the effort that you have to have consistently in practice. And she was out in the non-con, and so really didn't get a chance to get that experience under her belt. And we just keep encouraging her to stay the course and understand it's a process. And it's fun when you see kids like that have worked so hard and have been so much about the front of the jersey. She's pours into her teammates and just waiting, chomping at the bit for her opportunity. And I thought she really made the most of her minutes tonight and had a heck of a game for us.
Brandon Haynes.
Coach, what'd you make of Ladaja Williams' performance, especially in the third quarter, how she kind of kept you guys in it a little bit? How do you think she performed tonight?
Yeah, I thought she did well. I felt like, defensively in that first half, we kept challenging her. Felt like she could have rebounded better for us. And then there was a couple possessions in that third quarter that Frankie got caught on Stady instead of Day. And so I thought there could have been a little bit better communication from that standpoint. But missed a couple around the rim. But my big thing with Day is we need her to be a little bit more aggressive on the rebounds. She's got a good nose for the ball. And just has to battle a little bit harder on the boards. But Day's, she's hard to guard around the basket. She plays with great pace. They didn't go in for it tonight. She missed a few that I wish we could have had back. But I tell you what, she understands the game. She knows what needs to be done. I can look at her in that locker room and feel like we're on that same page. And like I said, our backs are against the wall, but this is what great stories are made of. This is what movies are made of, right? You start off strong, you go through some adversity, you got to weather that storm. And it is so darn hard. It is so hard, emotionally, mentally, physically. But if it was easy, everybody would do it. Everybody would do it. And so we're in the fires right now, and we got to find a way to fight through it and get back on track. Side note, right? I went on a little tangent. Sorry.
We'll take a last question from Chris and then get going.
Yeah, Coach, I know every game is a must-win game. I would think that it's the SEC, every game is big. But I mean, in terms of your standing right now at the tournament, do you feel like this game Sunday means a lot more against Mississippi State, especially trying to keep your, keep the standing you currently have as a team that's in the tournament conversation?
Well, of course, but I mean, I feel like we've been saying every game's a big game for the last couple of weeks. That I think you just said that every game in the SEC has impact. If you got a home game, you think you got to protect your home court. You're on the road, you think you got to steal one. I mean, it's just the SEC is so darn tough. And I think on any given night, anything can happen. And, it depends upon when you're matching up with teams. Have they lost 2 or 3 in a row? And, now Georgia's at home. They lost a couple games. They're at home. Their backs were against the wall. They needed this game. We needed this game. I mean, there's just a cluster in the middle. You got your top 2, 3, 4 teams. And after that, we're all fighting. We're all trying to survive. We're all trying to get the dance. And so, it's going to be a dogfight for 40 minutes. And so the biggest thing is we've got to get out of our own way, just and find a way to really just roll up our sleeves and just one agenda. And I think we were there tonight. I think we were exhausted, and find a way to go win the first quarter on Sunday. That's what the first 5 minutes. That's all I'm focused on is let's figure out a way to get the first 5 minutes on Sunday. And then we'll go to the second 5 minutes, and we're just going to take it one possession at a time. I believe in this team. I know they have what it takes. And so, we've got a lot of work to do in the next 48 hours. We got to get home first. And then I'm glad we're playing at home for sure. And I'm looking forward to this challenge. I think it could be a great story, but we've got work to do for sure.
Thanks, guys. Stay safe.